Good morning, family. I liked it when Jack came up here and said that. Did you guys catch that? This is Thanksgiving week, and for some reason it's been a little harder for me to have exuberant feelings in Thanksgiving this week than I've had at other times in my life. I think I know some of those reasons. I don't know what your experience has been in that realm, in that way of thinking. But I do want to express for all of us. We hear often how when we collect our contribution and we talk about the many ways that we're blessed and living in this country, and that's all very true. If you have limited exposure to reading history and the existence of mankind, or reading about any of the cultures, our culture has certainly been blessed with many physical opportunities in just a very short period of time relative to most people in the existence of the world. But when you really want to be grateful, and this is what I had to come to in some of my own life, and so what I'm about to share with you has been important for me, is to be thankful for folks that have your back and that love you despite yourself, and that are patient with you and that forgive you. And that's what a church family's like, and that's certainly what my own family's like, and what they've had to put up with over my lifespan now of 6 decades. And that's the real blessing. Did I hear an amen on that? That's the real thing to be thankful for, right? Because those are things you can be thankful for when you don't have a whole lot as well. Is when you have the blessing that people will love you anyway. I thank you for this opportunity to share with you and to share some passages with you. I'd really struggled with what to speak with this morning as I call it substituting for Elisha. And I love the Psalms, and I was taken to this Psalm, Psalm 100. Psalm 100 actually has the subtitle in the canon called A Psalm of Thanksgiving. And I remembered the last time we had a substitute speaker, Eric Howell. Y'all remember this picture that Eric shared? I really like this picture because sometimes, I don't know about y'all, but there I go with my Davie County y'all. But sometimes, I don't know about you all, I'm reaching like that. I feel like I'm just treading water, just above water. And Eric shared this with us, and he really touched with us, and he talked about how he connected with us about how there's a lot of fears we might have in our lives as individuals. Yes, sir. Turn this on. Okay, thank you. And I thought that actually it helped Eric. As Eric said, he was sharing, and he did a study that helped himself, and he's sharing from that. It helped me to listen to him. And similarly, I turned to the Psalms. And there's a study of the Psalms that really has helped me this past week that I'm just going to share with you in simple form and very basic form. First, I'm going to talk about some fun facts about Psalm 100. Then I'm going to share just a little bit about the structure of the Psalm and how the structure of the Psalm actually helps us to learn, enlightens us a bit, so that you might feel like a little bit you're in class. And then at the end, I want to talk about 2 very simple messages that come from the Psalm that are particularly encouraging. This Psalm is one of 17 Psalms in what is called book number 4. The compilers of the book of Psalms compiled the books and compiled all of the Psalms, 150, into 5 different groupings or books. And there's some purpose for the reason that was done, that people talk about why that was done, and scholars follow themes about why that was done. But Psalm 100 is in the middle of 17 Psalms in what's called book number 4. Oh, my screen just died. Hold on. I want to read just excerpts of these 17 Psalms that are both encouraging and to also give you a sense of perhaps what is the thematic reason that these Psalms are put together in this one book, this one group. Here are some excerpts that I'm reading, mostly from the first few Psalms. Number 90. For 1,000 years in thy sight are like yesterday when it passes by. Number 91. For he being the Lord, will give his angels care concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 92. How great are thy works, O Lord! And this Lord is his name, Yahweh. Your thoughts are very deep. Psalm 93. The Lord reigns. He is clothed with majesty. Psalm 94. The Lord knows the thoughts of man, that they are a mere breath. Psalm 95. The Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. Psalm 96. Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord all the earth. Psalm 97. The Lord reigns. Let the earth rejoice. Psalm 98. Shout joyfully to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth and sing for joy and sing praises. Psalm 99. The Lord reigns. Let the peoples tremble. Psalm 101. I will sing of loving kindness and justice to thee, O Lord. I will sing praises. Psalm 102. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and let my cry for help come to thee. Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Psalm 104. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my God, thou art very great. Psalm 105. Give thanks to the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the peoples. And Psalm 106. Praise the Lord. O give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, and his loving kindness is everlasting. When you read all those Psalms and read them all through in one book, you get a sense that what probably or perhaps is the gathering of these 17 Psalms, as they all relate to the sovereignty, to the kingship, to the authority of Lord Jehovah God. And they're wonderful poetic versions and very encouraging readings about how great the Lord is and how great he is in two facets that are particularly called out in this Psalm 100 that we'll look at shortly. And now for some fun facts about the Psalm itself. Hang with me. Is it working? Are you ready? I was practicing that early, and Bob Platt said, you ought to play that when Elisha comes down the aisle and gets ready to talk. Some fun facts about the Psalm. Shout joyfully to the Lord. The very first phrase of the Psalm. We have difficulty understanding that and translating that. But what that means, as the scripture reading was just earlier, is you cannot hold it back. It's unencumbered acknowledgement and announcement that the Lord is here. It's exuberant. It's loud. You cannot be unnoticed. And kind of like that is a written trumpet sound for when a king comes in or enters his court. That's the sense of the beginning of Psalm 100. This is the announcement that Jehovah is here. What is curious about this fun fact is the announcement, though, is by shouting. It's by voices. It's an exuberant expression of the people that the Lord Jehovah reigns and he is here. Shout joyfully to him. Fun fact number 1. Fun fact number 2. This psalm, the paradigm of this psalm is the whole earth. That's the first verse. You might want to pull it up and read it. If you have it on your books, have it on your tablets, whatever. The paradigm of this psalm is not just the people of Israel. It's not just those who follow him. The paradigm, the structure, the setting of this psalm is the whole earth. Fun fact number 3. Serving the Lord is like serving a king. And what that means is when you're serving a king, you do the king's will, no matter what you may think about it. It doesn't matter. That's what a king's will is. We're not accustomed to that in American culture. In fact, we like to argue against everybody. We argue against bosses. We argue against our government. We argue against our parents. We argue against our elders. We're always talking about and pushing on authority. That's where we come from in our culture. It's not that way in all cultures. And it's definitely not that way with kings. What happens when you push a king? Linda got it. We don't think that way, right? Serve the Lord. Do what he says joyfully. Fun fact number 4. Our king is depicted as a shepherd. Just let that sit right there. He is depicted or described as a shepherd. Fun fact number 5 in verse 4. The gates and the courts are plural. Now what's interesting about that fun fact is actually plural in the psalm, but folks have really struggled who commentate on this psalm because if it's about the temple, there isn't necessarily, it's one temple with one set of gate, one court, one inner court. Why is it plural here? Fun fact number, I don't know what number I'm on, 6 or 7. Verse 5 says that the Lord is good. And the connotation perhaps that behind that is the familiarity that folks would have with the creation story. When Eve saw the apple, how was it described? Really should say fruit. It was good. This connotation is, the fun fact is, it's the Lord that is good, not what you may see. Okay, those are the fun facts. Structure. There are 2 sections to the psalm. The first section is section 1 through 3. The second one is a section 1 through 4. It's written in poetry that way. It's written in Hebrew poetry, where each section actually has some comparisons. And so here it is in verse, wow, I can't read that. Shout joyfully to the Lord, all the earth. The way the poetry is written is to be compared with the next line under it. So there's 3 lines above. You see what I'm saying on the screen? There's 3 lines below. And the learning that we have when we read the psalm is we learn what the lines below are telling us about the lines above. So when shout joyfully to the Lord, all the earth, what we to know about that is the Lord, he is God. Whether you and I believe that or not, whether anybody else that lives in this earth, is in our society, believes in Yahweh or not, he is God. That's what it says. Period. It's not up to us to determine that he is in charge. It's not us that does that. He's in charge. And remember the paradigm of all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. The next comparison is, it is He that made us. We didn't make ourselves. He made us. So who are we to even think we should do anything any different, or actually even more so, that we know better about how we should go about our life, or what we should believe, or how we should think? How in the world can we think we might know better for ourselves than what the Lord knows about how we should be? He made us. Number 3, we are His people and the sheep of His pasture. So we come before Him with joyful singing. The reason we come before Him in joyful singing is because He's not just the King, the Creator that has all the power, but He's a shepherd that leads us into the pastures of plenty, that leads us into care, that takes care of us. He's not just a king, but He's a king who is a shepherd, and He takes care of us. Second part of the psalm. Enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. So now we have 3 pairs of comparisons in the second part, and the last 2 verses help us understand the first 2 pairs. Again, how the structure helps us understand. We enter His gates with thanksgiving because His loving kindness is everlasting. It's not just because of all the things He gives us or provides for us physically, or because He has power and created the creation. It's because of His loving kindness that never dies. It never fades. It never goes away. And we go into His courts with praise. So we go in His very presence. The psalm, in the very first verse, when it says in the presence of the Lord, it's actually talking about in front of Him, able to see Him. You're actually able to be with the King. And the reason we can do that, we're in His courts of praise, is because He's faithful to us and all generations. There's that verse right there in the middle that says, bless His holy name. His name is Yahweh. Yahweh means that He has always lived. He is alive today, and He will always live. That's the holiness of His name. Okay, what are the 2 simple messages? The first one is, know that the Lord is God. And in parentheses, we're His. It's not just us, though. It's the entire earth. And this is what particularly helps me. I don't know about you, but I've had some more tensions lately. I just feel more tense. Any of you feel more tense in life lately than you have in recent years? I don't know if it's COVID. I don't know if it's all this talk and stuff going on in the media and in the world. I'm just more tense. I'm more tense about the future. I'm more tense about what's going to happen next. I'm not sure I'm the only one. And it's hard to see and sing joyfully in that tension. I like to sing in the car, particularly when I'm by myself, because other folks don't appreciate it when they're in the car. I'm doing that less lately. I've noticed that. I don't sing as much lately. You know how singing kind of goes along with feeling happy and secure? There's all kinds of songs and popular songs about that. We have a song that comes out of our heart when we're thankful and joyful. We might sing less when we feel that way. There's just been more tension. And it's helpful to know that the Lord, Yahweh, He is God, no matter what anybody else thinks about it. Period. What's even better to know with that? He's good. Despite what you and I or anybody else on the earth thinks, our Lord is good. He is not a king that seeks to put us in our place. He's not a king that seeks to eradicate us. He's a king that has everlasting loving kindness, everlasting mercy and forgiveness and understanding and empathy, even when everybody else around you has given up on you. Period. What a wonderful King. He's God and He's good. He loves us. I think maybe part of my attention is I've been thinking about a lot of things lately. I'm going to share some other fun facts. Let me get my computer come up. Fun facts. Maybe this is why I tense. There we go. I don't know what's wrong with my new computer. All right, I'm going to try to from memory. A few fun facts. In 1950, the population of the Earth was just over 2 billion. In 1980, it was 4 billion. In 2000, it was, 2020 years, 6 billion. In 2020, it's almost 8 billion. Is the Earth getting any bigger? Have y'all noticed there's more traffic? It's kind of a light, humorous thing, but there really is more traffic, right? Small towns aren't small towns anymore. I get nervous thinking about that. Do you get nervous thinking about that? When you see it coming toward you, it just kind of makes me tense. So what's going to happen in another 4 years? Another fun fact. The World Wide Web was first made public. Anybody want to guess? It dominates everything we do today. It was first made public in 1991. How long ago was that? 30 years or so, right? Man, that's not that long ago, is it? And look how dominating it is. Electricity. How old is electricity for public use? Anybody know? Electricity. Here's an electrical engineer right there. He may know. He's nodding his head. Just over 100 years available to the public. Huh? Edison tried an experiment in New York City to go public for about 100 houses, and it wasn't economical. The first economical practice of public electricity was actually in Britain, and it caught on fire. I didn't mean to make that pun, but how long is electricity around compared to the history of human beings? And look how dependent we are. When I think about it so much, we're just becoming more dependent on electricity as time goes by, aren't we? We think it's just a natural part of the way we have to do life. And it's only been around about 100 years. How fast things change. How long has it been since we've been able to take a transcontinental public flight? Anybody know? Just about 100 years. That's it. Less than 100 years. Today, more so than even in my father's generation, people can travel and go anywhere in the world in a day, or maybe 2, if you're going to go to China. Never even thought of, never even considered except in a dream just a few years ago. All right, one more fun fact. What does GPS stand for? Global Positioning System. I would have never imagined in my imagination, and this is only in the last decade or so, that somebody, I don't know who, somebody can know where the top of a blade on a bulldozer is within inches. I've done construction for 24 years. About 10 or 12 years ago, they put these little devices on the top of a bulldozer blade, and they can determine where it's going to be within inches. Did you know that only 20 years ago, some folks, I don't know who these people are, could actually read any license plate they wanted to in the world from their computer. When I think about those things, I get tense. Do you get tense when you think, what in the world is this society going to be like in just another 10 years if that's already happened in the last 100 to 20 years? Huh? Read. It's what, even today, the GPS system, it's mostly 2D coordinated. It's only a matter of being able to process data where soon it'll be able to be 3D coordinated to our Earth's atmosphere. It's only a matter of being able to handle the volume of data. It's already possible technologically. I get tense when I think about all that stuff. I have kids and I have grandkids, and I'm thinking, what in the world is this world going to be like in a short period of time? And I think about this society and what I've been used to growing up, and they're not going to have anywhere close to what I was used to in their growing up that I had in my growing up. And you know what I start to sound like? A grumpy old man. I turned 60 this week, and I caught myself, I'm becoming that grumpy old man. And I'm not thankful enough. And I'm not recognizing in the depth of my heart and soul, Yahweh is in control. And He is good. He will not let people who follow Him and let Him in their heart go. His loving kindness and His strength and His hope is everlasting. His name is Yahweh. I began to feel better this week reading those 17 Psalms. And that's what I'd like to offer to you in simple message to you. Yeah, you might want to worry about the future, but don't worry about the future. Why? It's all in Yahweh's hands. He made us, and He is good. I feel better now about my 2-year-old granddaughter. I know I sound like an old man. I had to admit it. Not too long ago, well, 2 years ago, I was on Walnut Street, and I was doing my usual singing in the car. And I was singing. I was doing this, I was clapping, I was in the car by myself on Walnut Street in a stoplight in front of Crossroads Shopping Center. And having a joyful, good old time, which I do in the car by myself. And then something caught my eye. And there's this girl beside me, must have been, I'm guessing, 10 or 12 years old. And she had this out. What did I do? I don't know where that thing's on the web today, but I want to go back to singing no matter who cares, no matter who videos. Right? Doesn't matter. Right? Let it come out. We have trouble, as just expressed this morning by those standing right here. We have trouble letting it come out. And that psalm says, shout it loud. All right, thank you. Last thing, turn to the Lord, please. I mean, really turn to Him, right? Don't just play, turn to Him. Don't just do a few things and say, okay, I'm good, I've got it. Really turn to Him. Really open up your heart and say, it's yours. And you can see all the dirty parts and the bad parts and my secret sins. You can see it all. Really open up to Him. I want to challenge you. I want to dare you. I waited way too long and I'm not there yet. I thought I was a pretty good guy, and I was just flat arrogant for most of my life. Can I be honest with you? Right? Really open up. Let him see it. And you will experience love and kindness you've never known in your life. And a joy overbounding. And the writer in Hebrews, he says that in chapter 10. The Lord is near. Come to him with a sincere and true heart. Be sprinkled and be washed. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 19 through 24. Don't play. Please, don't play anymore. Don't wait to be an old man like me to get there, please. Right? Don't take as long as Abraham did or Jacob did to figure it out. They were trying to figure out and control life along the way and make it work out for them, and they didn't really just give it in. Give it all. You have that opportunity at any time, including right now as we stand and sing this song. Thank you.